Airline's emergency landing. Impatient passengers are doubting their pilots.
Is this a scenario that they created, or was it real?
Outbreak, peanut butter, and salmonella. Tonight, a patient takes you hour by hour through the illness.
I really didn't know what was happening to me, and I was like praying.
How to know if you have the flu or something else? And anyone got chills?
I got chills, they're multiplying.
Did you know this is the most popular duet in history? See what these two are getting ready to do next.
From ABC News, World Headquarters, this is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
Good evening. As we come on the air, President Obama and Governor Romney are preparing for the Super Bowl of politics. 60 million Americans expected to watch the first debate tonight. And it is one of those nights that can change history. We want to show you the stage right now at the University of Denver in Colorado. It is standing by awaiting the candidates. 34 days until your voice, your vote. And the ABC News political team is right there in that room. David Muir and Jake Tapper ready for the opening round to begin. So David, start us off.
Diane, good evening from the debate hall here at the University of Denver. You can see the stage here behind me. Everything planned right down to the minute tonight. President Obama will enter from the right. The governor from Massachusetts, Governor Romney, entering from the left. But to give you an idea of the intimate setting here, about 1,000 people inside this debate hall when it starts. Look behind the cameras tonight. We're inside a hockey arena that normally seats 8,000, but they've created this very intimate setting as tens of millions watch from their living rooms tonight. When President Obama and Mitt Romney walk onto that stage tonight, it'll be the first time they've met face-to-face in 4 years. Last time, during the presidential race in 2008, during those back-to-back Democratic and Republican presidential debates during the primaries, when candidates from both sides were called onto the stage, it was then Senator Obama and Governor Romney who were huddled talking. They have spoken by telephone, the president reaching out to congratulate Romney when he clinched the Republican nomination, and there was this moment in 2007, a Labor Day parade in New Hampshire.
Look forward to it. Good one idea today.
You're back. But tonight, they will shake hands in front of millions watching before debating each other for the first time in a format that is more freewheeling, no strict time limits for answers, creating an environment in which the two will be able to challenge one another. Every detail here set for tonight, both campaigns flipping a coin. The president will be introduced first. He'll get the first question. The Romney campaign winning the toss and closing arguments. Governor Romney will get the final word tonight. Even a coin toss over the wives. Mrs. Romney will be introduced first, both wives playing the role of debate partner from their seats. Mrs. Romney telling CNN it's been her most important role during the campaign.
It's a cute thing that he does almost after every answer. He finds me in the audience. As soon as he gets on stage, the first thing he does is he takes off his watch and puts it on the podium. But then he writes Dad.
Romney's father, the one-time Michigan governor, who also ran for president. And the First Lady acknowledging her own nerves.
I get so nervous at these debates, and, you know, I'm like one of those parents watching their kid on the balance beam. You're just standing there, just trying not to, you know, have any expression at all.
Advice that comes on the same day they marked something else.
This is from me to you, honey. Happy 20th anniversary.
They will likely mark their anniversary with a private dinner after the debate tonight. Sasha Malia back in Washington. They're at school tomorrow. Several of the Romney boys will be in this debate hall. And one more thing I wanted to show you, Diane. We took this image today, tweeted it out, and take a look at this. It's the debate prep you don't typically see. Wet paint was the sign up on the debate stage in these last 24 hours. We checked it out for you before we came on tonight. The sign's down. Everything's all set, ready to go.
Painters frantically painting. Thanks so much, David. And as you know well from covering the campaign, these two men are by definition built to withstand pressure. Each known as a formidable debater, but tonight it will be pressure like no other. They have to bring their A games. And ABC's Jake Tapper now tells us about each candidate's biggest move. Jake.
Good evening, Diane. That's right. These are two very experienced debaters with more than 50 presidential primary and general election debates between them. Though they have their weaknesses, they both have considerable strengths. As President Obama touched down in Denver this afternoon, he brought the experience of 22 previous presidential debates, primary and general election, with him. We've seen him draw upon his command in being able to make a bold pledge.
If we have Osama bin Laden in our sights and the Pakistani government is unable or unwilling to take them out, then I think that we have to act, and we will take them out.
And we've seen him tap his reservoir of righteousness to make a strong attack.
You said we knew where the weapons of mass destruction were? You were wrong. You said that we were going to be greeted as liberators. You were wrong.
Tonight will be Mitt Romney's 36th presidential debate, though his first as nominee. His team is hoping he'll show the agility we've seen him display.
If people are looking for someone who will discriminate against gays, they won't find that in me.
When's the last time you stood up and spoke out for increasing gay rights?
Right now.
As well as his ability to jujitsu, to forcefully use an attack against his attacker.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not anti-immigrant. My father was born in Mexico. My wife's father was born in Wales. They came to this country. The idea that I'm anti-immigrant is repulsive.
And Diane, take a look at this picture that the Obama campaign sent out. It is from 4 years ago in Oxford, Mississippi. Then Senator Obama preparing for his first presidential debate against John McCain. Both candidates right now, Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, no doubt very nervous. I'm nervous just looking at that picture. Diane?
Okay, Jake, I will see you tonight for the big event, and I want to bring in co-anchor of Good Morning America and anchor of This Week, my co-anchor tonight, George Stephanopoulos. Such a night after this long road. What are these two men thinking right now?
Probably exactly the same thing. Tonight, don't take the other guy's bait. Play your game. But there is more pressure on Mitt Romney tonight. You look at the polls right now, he is behind nationally, probably behind even more in the battleground. So he needs a circuit breaker, and he probably has to do something that gives people who say right now they're voting for President Obama to give him a second look.
So give all of us a kind of viewer's guide to what they're prepped to do. What do we watch for tonight?
Watch for it. Almost every time Mitt Romney gets a question, he will try to turn it back to President Obama's record and make President Obama bear responsibility for the economy right now, not let him evade it. Mirror image for President Obama. Every time he gets a question, he's going to try to focus it on Mitt Romney's plans, Governor Romney's plans for the future, and say, listen, we may not be in the best shape right now, but it's going to be even worse if we implement his plans.
So each of them will be pivoting?
Each time. But here's the thing, and both sides don't really know what's going to happen tonight because, as David pointed out, this format is so loose. Once they get into the discussion, almost anything could happen. They could directly challenge each other. Jim Lehrer could come in to moderate, directly challenge them, but they really don't know.
It is going to be such an exciting night, and a reminder that George and I will be right here with you and the ABC News team ready to react, analyze, and fact-check. One-on-one, the candidates debate, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And we move on now on world news because we have two developing stories from overseas. Tonight in Syria, in the city of Aleppo, the commercial equivalent of there in New York City. 4 car bombs killed nearly 40 people. Eyewitnesses described what felt like a series of earthquakes. Giant buildings flattened, and here a square before and after you can see there reduced to rubble. And in Iran, something we rarely see, clashes in the streets of Tehran as hundreds of protesters take on their own government, outraged over the collapse of the Iranian currency. It has taken a nosedive in the past week, down 40%, and that is a record low, and that is proof, economists say, the tough sanctions by the U.S. government because of Iran's nuclear program are taking hold. And now we turn to a headline that sounded impossible to us today. Word of yet another American Airlines flight forced to land, passengers bracing for impact. In the end, the landing gear came down, but some suspicious passengers are telling us they actually wonder if pilots and other employees are negotiating their labor disputes from 30,000 feet. ABC senior national correspondent Jim Avila put that question to a pilot who believes in his former airline.
The Dallas Operations Center, where American Airlines struggles to manage delays twice as severe as its competitors, and one airborne emergency after another.
Emergency at this time. We're coming back into Dallas.
Nerve-wracking for some passengers, now suspicious that each new delay, each new crisis, may be somehow self-induced.
Are they really heroes, or are they guys who are just creating a job action?
Former American Airlines pilot John Carr says pilots would not go that far. But it's clear, he says, that despite union denials, pilots are using their ultimate power in the cockpit to delay flights.
I think there's enough things that could be written up on aircraft. You know, you have a very complex machine that's being operated, and there's always going to be some little thing or something that's not quite right.
If true, a tactic that seems to be working for pilots, today Union and Company back to the bargaining table for the first time in months. Jim Avila, ABC News, Washington.
And now the peanut butter recall. So many families still asking us, if your family has eaten peanut butter, how do you know when you're out of the woods? When can you stop worrying? And what exactly are the symptoms? How do they progress? Tonight, for the first time, a parent whose child was sickened by tainted peanut butter speaks to ABC's Steve Osensami.
8-year-old Nate LeBron says it felt like he was going to die, all because he ate out of a jar of peanut butter his father bought from a Trader Joe's grocery store.
It felt very painful. The stomach cramps, I was screaming loud, and I was saying, why does this happen to me?
He's one of 30 confirmed salmonella victims so far. Families should know that symptoms show up usually within 3 days. It was a terrible scare and started Saturday, August 25th with classic symptoms parents should look for. First, painful stomach cramps, then a severe headache, a 103-degree fever, dysentery, and by Monday morning, he was vomiting too. But he was now bleeding. Doctors couldn't figure it out, and on Wednesday, he had to be hospitalized. His fever didn't break until Friday, and he was already home when the test results came back the following Tuesday. Salmonella breadii, a unique strain linked to the recalled peanut butter.
How frightened were you by all this?
For a child, it's a baby, I don't think any parent would want to be in that position.
I thought this was good for you. But I've been eating peanut butter, that kind of peanut butter, before I got sick almost all the time.
Which he never thought would hurt. Steve Osensami, ABC News, Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
There is something fueling more than 6 million jobs tonight, something that reminds us that American quality is second to none. ABC's Sharon Alfonsi takes us inside a home, which proves that a growing middle class is ready to buy made in America, and not just here, around the world.
Remember the Usseries? The Dallas family who let us take everything out of their house not made in America, and then were shocked to see this vase was all that was left? Well, meet the Campos family. They have a big surprise for you too.
Made in America, made in America, made in America.
And guess where they are? 1,120 miles south of the Usseries in Mexico.
Welcome to Mexico.
Antonio, Sandra, Carlos, and Tony Jr. are part of Mexico's new middle class.
Well, this is my son's favorite peanut butter.
So what's behind Mexico's love affair with all things American?
When I see made in America, I think big. What do you think?
Quality. I think quality.
Quality and big.
Just a generation ago, 12% of Mexico's population was middle class. Most were in poverty. Today, over half are considered middle class. That's more than 70 million strong. And they're scooping up American-made products. $198 billion worth just last year. Doubling in just a decade. So those 6 million American jobs are tied to feeding that market. A market that loves that American produce because it's bigger.
Look at the size of the grapes. The quality is very good.
Our batteries, they last longer. And the variety of all our beauty products.
Sharon, this is my favorite American product, and you have to get it.
And we noticed this at the Costco in Mexico City. Family after family picking up American-made baby wipes. They're actually the top-selling product here. But what was so special about those wipes? The Mexican brand was cheaper. So we went to the factory in Orangeburg, New York to find out.
A typical product that's on the shelf in Mexico is very weak. I mean, it hardly stays together. This is the Costco product, incredibly strong. Everything about this product is way better than what is currently available in the Mexican market.
Which is why the Campos family keeps buying American.
Häagen-Dazs.
They shared their shopping list with the Usseries. Two families 1,000 miles apart with a shared appreciation for 3 little words.
Made in America!
A nice tech, the company that makes those baby wipes, they've just hired 250 new employees and are opening a new factory in Arkansas. Again, 6 million jobs in the U.S. now tied with trade to Mexico, and that number is expected to grow in the year to come.
And 70 million in their middle class ready to buy. Okay, great, Sharon. Thanks so much. And finally tonight, the big debate is coming up. And as we know, everyone will be on the lookout for those key moments defining the candidates. But as we've seen in previous elections, it's not always the actual debate we remember. It's sometimes the parody, the impressions, the jokes. And ABC's John Carl shows us the perils.
I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
Some debate moments just don't need late-night comedians to be memorable. For the rest, they're Saturday Night Live.
Well, let me just sum up. On track, stay the course, 1,000 points of light.
Governor Dukakis rebuttal.
I can't believe I'm losing to this guy.
Over the years, the SNL parodies have sometimes been more memorable than the debates themselves.
Of course.
Okay, because I practiced a couple zingers where I call you Jill.
When you think of Palin facing off against Biden, you're probably most likely to think of this.
John McCain and I, we're a couple of mavericks. And gosh darn it, we're going to take that maverick energy right to Washington and we're going to use it to fix this financial crisis.
The real Al Gore was so stiff in his first debate.
I will put Medicare and Social Security in a lockbox.
The staff made him watch this.
One of the keys to the lockbox would be kept by the president.
The real John McCain wandered around the stage when he debated Obama, and so did SNL's McCain.
And at first I thought
the parodies aren't just funny, they can matter.
As many people will talk about the SNL skit on Monday as talk about the actual presidential debate. And that's what makes it so powerful.
After all, how can the real debate compete with something like this?
I know the White House. I know the door out to the Rose Garden doesn't lock unless you pull it. I know the toilet in the Lincoln bedroom will run all night unless you jiggle that handle.
Jonathan Carl, ABC News, Washington.
You gotta jiggle it.
And we thank you for watching World News tonight. Watch our ABC News Yahoo live stream on abcnews.com. The anniversary of our partnership with Yahoo, and George and I and the whole team will be right here. Join us at 9 p.m. Eastern for this big debate. We'll see you then. This is World News. Tonight, the debate drama. The president tries to rally after Mitt Romney's big night. What insiders tell us today about why the president was off his game. Breaking news, those loose passenger seats force American Airlines to ground 48 planes tonight, causing even more delays and canceled flights. Health alert, a mysterious outbreak of meningitis, deaths, serious illness, and it's linked to a treatment for back pain, which was somehow contaminated. Real money. Can we put thousands of dollars in your pocket right now? Doubling the value of that old car in your driveway.
From ABC News, World Headquarters, this is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
Good evening. We begin with that question we've heard asked across the country today. What was going on with President Obama at the big debate with Governor Mitt Romney last night? We have learned that 67.2 million Americans were watching last night, and Governor Romney came out swinging. The president seemed to be dodging the fight. With only 33 days to go until your voice, your vote, why was the president off his game? As the whole race changed today, we'll start with ABC's Jake Tapper. He is in Wisconsin traveling with the president tonight. Jake.
Good evening, Diane. Yes, that performance by the president that one former Democratic Party chairman referred to as lethargic, disinterested, and passive was the talk of the campaign today. Campaign aides say